Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to do 5 different Instagram progress bars here in Premiere Pro. And before we get started, I need to admit something. I know the title of the video is that there's going to be 5, and I know the thumbnail says 5, but honestly, it's probably going to be more like 7 or so. It really just depends on how you count. So there's going to be 5 or more different Instagram progress bars here in Premiere Pro. I'm going to show you how to do them. Let's get started. So we're going to jump here into Premiere Pro. I've already got a project started, a sequence that is a 1080 by 1080 pixels sequence here, 30 frames per second. 1080 by 1080 is the size that you want for Instagram. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my clip that I'm going to use. I'm going to use this clip here. You're probably asking, what is this clip, Josiah? The clip is this awesome clip of people walking, and they're blurred out, and it looks really good. It's stock footage. So the first progress bar I'm going to be showing you guys is this one that I use all the time. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this and set this to the frame size. That's going to put the video here in the middle with bar at the top and the bottom, so I can write stuff, probably some kind of cool title at the top, some captions at the bottom, and I'm going to put the progress bar right here just below the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over and I'm going to create a color matte. Video settings should match your sequence settings. And then I'm going to choose a red color. The trick with choosing a red color is with most colors you get like the most extreme, brightest version of that color here down in the corner here. With red, go a little bit darker because red is a little bit too extreme. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to call this red color matte. You can call it whatever you want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the timeline, I'm going to alt click the video of the video here, and I'm going to use alt and the up arrow to push my video up one track. I'm going to grab my color matte, I'm going to put it right underneath here, and I'm going to drag it out. And you can see that what's happened is everything that was black is now red on top and on bottom of video. So what we're going to do, I'm going to open this red color matte into my preview window here. Easiest way to grab it, drag it, and drop it. Go to the effects tab, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the position up, all the way up until right about there. See that? See that right there? That's about how I want my progress bar, right there. And then I'm going to come over to my effects panel. I'm going to search for I'm going to grab the crop, the crop effect. I'm going to drop that onto my color matte, and you can see the crop, and I'm just going to crop the top up until it's gone, right about there. I actually usually just type in 90% because it is mostly gone. And you can see now we have a cool looking progress bar here at the bottom. In fact, it's perfect except for that it doesn't move. So we're going to go to the end of the video. I like to go back, hold down the shift key and hit the back arrow 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that gives me 20 frames before the end of the video. What we're going to do is go and add a position keyframe by clicking this little stopwatch button there. Then we're going to go to the beginning of the video, the very first frame, and I'm going to move the X or Y position. X or Y. Do you know which one's X, which one's Y? It's this one. It's this first one. It says 540. That's the one I'm going to move. I'm going to pull that down all the way until the progress bar, you can see it right here, the progress bar getting shorter. I'm going to bring it all the way until it's all the way at the end, which is minus 540 or 541. I usually actually just type in minus 540 if I'm in a 1080 by 1080 project, because I know in my head and by heart that that's what it needs to be, minus 540. And that's it. There's your progress bar. You hit the play button, and you can see your progress bar moving along, filling all the way up, and your progress bar is going. If you go all the way to the end, it goes all the way to the end. Easy. So that is progress bar number 1. A good variation of this progress bar is, instead of cropping it to the top to 90%, you can actually crop it less until it looks about like that. And see, now I have bar at the top and the bottom, and then everything else is exactly the same. And look, now you have cool progress bar on the top and the bottom. That's pretty cool, right? Right? And I guess that's progress bar number 2. 2? Okay, maybe it's 1.5. Okay, so for progress bar number 2, I'm gonna grab our clip again, drop it in the timeline. This time, I'm gonna take our color matte and I'm gonna put it on top. On top, and you're gonna look at this and be like, the whole thing's red, Josiah, what am I gonna do? Actually, you can see to my glasses, see right there? Red, that's kinda cool. This time, all I'm gonna do is just take the position and move it all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Right there, see? Boom, right there at the bottom. Easy, look at that. Looks like a cool progress bar, right? Except for it's full. Same thing as last time. I'm gonna jump to the end, go back 20 frames. I'm gonna add a position keyframe and then jump to the beginning. Change that to -540. Bam, look at that. Now we've got a full screen video here in Instagram with a little progress bar at the bottom. You got a progress bar, easy peasy, no problem. So that's progress bar number 3? 2, 3? I think we decided the last one was like 2.5, so then now we're up to like, next we're gonna do a progress bar that's a little bit more complicated and a lot more fun. So I'm gonna grab my video again, I'm gonna drop it right onto my timeline again. There it is, there's those blurry people that we love. And this time I'm gonna do something a little bit crazy to it. I'm gonna search for an effect called circle. It is under video effects, generate circle. I'm gonna drop that on there. And you see, there's nothing left but a circle, a little white circle. If we come over to the effects tab, for this video, come down, you'll find the circle effect here. What we're gonna do, first thing we're gonna do is change the blending mode from none to stencil alpha. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over to the radius and just expand the radius until it's all the way to the edge, which actually, since this is a 1080 by 1080 sequence, then half a 1080 is 540, right? And that's actually what I want. So I'm just gonna type in 540, bam, circle, perfect. It's got everything in the circle. And look, video still moves. Now we got a cool circle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back up here to the scale in the video effects. I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit. Am I looking at an elbow? Am I looking at an elbow? Let's go ahead a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna scale it down a little bit to about 90. And now I'm gonna go over to my timeline, bump it up 1 with the Alt and the up arrow. I'm gonna grab my red color matte again and put it underneath. There we go, and now red all around the edges, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take that same generate circle video effect, drop it on there, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna change the blending mode from none to stencil alpha. And you can't see it because it's behind that circle, but if you turn that one off, see, it's right there, it's red. And then I'm gonna change the radius, the same thing, 540. And you can see now we've got this cool, thick, red line around our circle video. And now is when the progress actually happens. We're gonna go and we're gonna get a effect called radial wipe. Now, when you are looking for this effect, you're gonna find 2 radial wipe effects in Premiere Pro. The first one is under Video Effects Video Effects Transition Radial Wipe. The second one is under Video Transitions Wipe Radial Wipe. The first one is a effect. The second one is a transition, which is funny because the effect is in a folder called Transition, but it's in this. That's a subfolder of video effects. Don't get confused. You want the radial wipe effect, which is in video effects transition radial wipe. You don't want video transitions wipe radial wipe. You don't want that one. You want the effect. Video effects transition radial wipe. Drop it onto your red color matte. And you can see it pops up here. And this is the fun part. Just like before, we're gonna go to the end of the video. And then I'm gonna go back 20 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 10, 15, 20. And this time, I'm going to put a keyframe into the transition completion. I'm gonna turn it on. A little stopwatch here, transition completion under radial wipe. And it's at 0%, that's what we want. We're gonna go back to the beginning. and we're gonna change that from 0 to 100. And it's gone. That's what we want. If you play through it, you can see, oh, now we've got this cool little red progress bar going all the way around like a circle around our video. Pretty cool. And then it goes all the way around, ends at the end. Yeah, okay. If you look at it really, really close, let's see, I can zoom in. If you look at it really, really, really close, maybe don't look at it that close. If you look at it, you can see the edges are just a little bit kind of harsh, a little blocky. We can do is just change the feather here to like 5, and then, or maybe even like 2. Yeah, change the feather here on the radial wipe to 2. It just kind of makes that look a little bit cleaner. If you don't want the bar so thick, what you can do is just come back to the main video, click on it, and scale it up to like, until it looks right. Until, look at that, like 96. That looks good to me. Look at that. It's a nice progress bar going all the way around. So this is, the progress bar will start at the beginning, we'll start at the top and go all the way around to the bottom and back up to the top, counterclockwise. You can change that here from clockwise, from clockwise to counterclockwise, clockwise. Anyways, you can do that, and then change that and goes the other way. See, you can also do both. I've never done both because I think it's kind of weird, but maybe you're into that kind of thing. But sometimes I'll go and I'll change the start angle. Instead of starting at the top, change it to the bottom and just make it like 180. And then now it starts at the bottom, grows up to the top, and goes back down. There you go. And so that's progress bar number 4 or 3. 3, 4, 5? I don't know what number we're at already. But look, as long as we're moving around the start angle, there's another cool thing we can do. If you jump back to the beginning of the clip and change the start angle back to 0, what we can do is put a keyframe on the start angle. Oh, yeah, it's getting complicated. And then jump to our keyframe here on the transition completion, add another keyframe on the start angle, and we can up it to like 12 times 0. I know that doesn't make any sense. What that means is it's going to go around 12 times. 12 is a lot. Now, if we play that, you can see, whoa, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So the whole thing is getting longer at the same time that it's also spinning around. And you know what? Maybe 12 is too slow. Let's try like 16 times 0. Yeah. Let's try that. Oh, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. And if you decide, you know what, it's turning this way, but I actually kind of want to turn the other way, what you can do is change that from 16 to minus 16, and bam, it's going the other direction. Look at that, other direction. So what is that, like 5? Are we already on 5? I think we're already on 5. Let me look. I've got 1, 2, 3. Officially, we're at number 3 for these, but I think I'm up to 5 really that you could use here. I don't know. So now we're on to progress bar number 4. So let's grab our video one more time. And this one, it's using the radial again. It's pretty cool. I like this one. Go ahead and grab your color mat. Oh, okay. First, you grab your video. We already did it. Grab your color mat, drop it on top of the video this time. And we're going to grab the circle, generate circle effect again, drop it on there. This time, we're actually going to use the color in here. So I'm going to take the radius and I'm going to put it up to like, I don't know, like 140. I think 140 looks pretty good, right? And I'm going to change the color here, and I'm going to leave the blending mode on none and change the color here to like a gray, like a medium gray. That's a nice gray little circle, right? Right. Now I'm going to take the circle, generate circle again, drop it onto it again, and now you're thinking, Josiah, this is getting crazy. And it is. We're going to go ahead and click the invert circle button on here. We're going to hit the stencil alpha blending mode. And now we've got like this cool little ring, right? Right? So we just went from like a gray dot, gray circle to a gray ring. Yeah? Pretty cool, pretty cool. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this red color mat that's now a gray circle, and we're gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna hold down Alt and grab it and drag it straight up. And now there's a duplicate right on top. You can't quite tell because it's exactly the same right on top of each other. It looks the same. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna come and we're gonna change the color from gray to red. And now it's red. And we're going to shrink the radius of the circle size a little bit. There we go. So we can see the gray behind it. And then we're actually going to come down to the second circle and we're going to increase the radius size just a little bit. Now you have a red ring on top of a gray ring. Yeah, pretty cool. Now we're going to go back. We're going to grab our radial wipe video effect, not transition. We're going to drop it onto the top color mat, the red one. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the end of the video, back 20 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's saving. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 10, 15, 20. We're going to go back to the radial wipe, add a keyframe to transition completion, jump to the beginning, change that to 100. Now look at this, you're gonna like this. Whoa, look at that. That's pretty cool. So this one, you're obviously not gonna wanna just leave it in the middle there. It looks kind of stupid in the middle, right? Right. What you can do is grab the bottom one and change the position, whoop, to like, oh, we'll probably put it like, we'll put it over here. I think that's a good spot right there. That's a good spot. There's a few different ways to do this, but what we can do is just copy this one and then paste the attributes, which is easy. It's just Control-Alt-V for paste the attributes. Bring us up the paste the attributes window. We're going to uncheck everything except for motion. Boop. And it puts the red circle back into the gray circle. Easy. And now I'm going to show you the last one. What we're going to do is grab our video one more time, drop it on top of here. And this time we're not going to use the red color mat. I know you're disappointed. I'm a little disappointed too. Not really. This time we're going to use the Essential Graphics panel. So I like to keep my Essential Graphics panel right here. If you don't have it on your screen like I do, just go up to Window and then Essential Graphics right there. Click it and then you can put it wherever you want it on your screen. So we're gonna go to Essential Graphics. We're gonna go to the Edit tab and click this New Layer button and hit Rectangle. And we're gonna start out with a rectangle. Turns out that it started out black for me. Usually they start out gray. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn it red. Why? Because red is like the official color for progress bars. Yeah. And then you're just gonna make it into like a progress bar shape. Go ahead and click this button here, the line left button. It pops it all the way to the left. Pretty nifty, right? And then stretch it all the way out to the right. Make sure you're kind of right there at the edge. Perfect. And grab the bottom and shrink it up. And then bam, progress bar size, right? Right? So we need to come back down. It's just like this little thingy here. We got to stretch it out, make sure it's the right size. And in fact, let's go ahead and right click our video and make it set to frame size again. That way we kind of see like we did with the first one. And let's take our Essential Graphics graphic, our progress bar, and let's grab it and let's just move it down. Let's move it right there to the very bottom. There you go. Yeah. And now all we got to do is keyframe it, right? Right. So we're going to go back to, make sure you click on it, click on Essential Graphics. Go to the very end, just like before, 20 frames back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, however you count it. And make sure you click on it, click on your shape, and we're gonna come over and we're gonna adjust the scale animation. Now, I know what you're thinking, Josiah, the scale animation? Yes, the scale animation. So first thing we're gonna do is unlink it. We don't want the horizontal and vertical X and Y connected, we want them unlinked. You're gonna hit the this button here, and what that does is it actually adds a keyframe in here. See the keyframes there? That button does the same thing. We're gonna go back to the beginning, the very beginning, and then we're gonna change, I think it's this first one? No, not the first one, not the first one. The second one, we're gonna change this all the way down. There we go. We're gonna actually just change it to 0. And now if you play through it, you can see we've got a progress bar again. Look at that. And I know what you're thinking, Josiah, how is this progress bar any different than like the first progress bar? Well, first of all, look, it's overlaid on top of the video instead of kind of like underneath. So that's different. I mean, if you're into that look, then that's a reason to do this. But really, the only reason I ever jump into the Essential Graphics panel to do a progress bar is if for one reason only, and that is if I want to put a little icon on the progress bar. In this case, I've got a little icon right here. I'm going to drag it in there. It's an emoji, and it is the emoji you would most expect to see as an icon for a progress bar. It is the Speak No Evil Monkey. Speak No Evil Monkey. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it here in the Essential Graphics panel. I'm just going to shrink it down to about, let's see, maybe like 10%. 10% looks good. And I'm just going to use the little position things to position it. Oh, make sure that it's layered on top of your shape layer. I'm going to use the position here to just kind of position it right at the very end. You can see it's right at the very end of our red bar. Look at that. Look at that. Now, how do we get it to move with the red bar? Easy. We're going to click on it. We're going to come down here to the responsive design position, change pen to from the video frame to shape 1, and then we're going to click this little button here. See this one here? See, there's all these little buttons here. We want to click it. And what that does is it pins it to the, the right side of our red shape layer. And now, as the red shape layer moves, you can see our cute little Speak No Evil Monkey goes along with it. You see it starts, you'll see when you start it out, it's kind of off screen, and when you end it, it'll probably be off screen, and we don't want that. We don't want that. So how do we fix that? We just jump back over, jump into here, find the keyframes for our shape 1 layer, and we're going to jump to the end keyframe, and I'm just going to change this from 100 and just scale it down just a little bit, just kind of tap it up. Let's see, 99 looks about right. And I'm going to jump back to the beginning keyframe. Let me tap it up instead of 7. Instead of 0, I'm going to tap it up until it looks about right, and there we go, about 3. So from 3% to 99%, that is our monkey, our Speak No Evil Monkey progress bar going across the bottom. So you can use any kind of icon you want. I've got the Speak No Evil Monkey emoji, obviously the one you're going to want to use. And so there you have it. That is 5 Instagram progress bars. 5? 8, 7, 9, 10? It's a bunch of them, depending on how you count it. 5 Instagram progress bars in Premiere Pro. Super easy. If you guys have any questions, if anything wasn't clear, go ahead and ask me in the comments below. I'll go ahead and answer your questions as best as I can. And if you like the video, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.